Hello everyone, very nice to see you. Welcome. We are celebrating 200 followers today. We are in Kraków, in Poland. We had the nice sunset and the moonset and the scenery and the commander livery. Very nice to have you here. Let me welcome everyone. I hope everything is sounding right. We had Jesus logging in before the stream and the BK line. The BK line redeeming the second, leaving the first place unoccupied, and then absolutely weird, redeeming the first. Welcome. Great to have you here. Thank you for coming. So we'll be playing the 737, but through data, which means I'll be just looking at the ILS and VR readings and hand flying it. So no FMS, no flight director, and no autopilot. It should be fun. And we'll be doing instrument procedures, just like I was doing here in the J aircraft, but this time this will be 737. Congrats on 200 followers. Thank you. Hype. And yeah, that's all thanks to you. Great having you here. And thank you for coming. Alright, let me put down the base. I will show you around. I made myself a bit smaller for the stream. Let me know how that works. So that's the airport we are at. You probably know it, we have been flying here before. This Kraków, we have scenery from Drzewiecki design. Don't try to say it, it's probably impossible for you. And if you remember, there is also a museum here near the city center. So we will try to go here later on and see what's there in the display. I think that's the one? Yeah, that's the one. So that's Volanta, data in the top relay is coming from Volanta, what you can see. And we also have the flight in Navigraph, where I'll be looking at the procedures. I haven't checked anything yet, so we can have a look. We are on the apron near the main terminal, and we are on the Europe North server, so you can always follow along and you can hear it exclamation mark server to see where we are at. Hopefully. No. Let me see what's up with it. It was working last time, so that's the problem. Now it works. Great stuff. So let's check the weather. I actually haven't checked anything except that the plane loaded and I probably have the controls mapped correctly. We'll see about that. So we go here to the info, open airport, weather, and there's the meter. Wind 120 at 4, Kavok 13 degrees, QNH 1022, and that's it. Then we have the weather forecast, which is saying basically the same thing. So the winds are easterly, which is rather rare here, or not so rare, but usually we have western winds here. Right, so that means we'll probably 107 for takeoff. Also the tailwind on 25 isn't that bad. Yeah, let's take 07, we haven't taken off from 07 yet. And then there's few approaches available, so we can have a look. What do we have here? On 07 we have the VOR-DME. I will not be flying the RNAV because that involves too much looking at the navigation display. I want just to have ILS reading today. So we can pin this chart. I'll pin all the charts straight away. Hey, where are we going today? We are in Kraków, in Poland. Echo Papa Kilo Kilo, and here's our shout out. Welcome. Great to have you here. So that's Echo Papa Kilo Kilo. And scenery by Drzewiecki design. I know. Right, so that's very nice racetrack pattern for the VR approach with the initial holding. So that's pin, we skip the RNAV, and then on the other side we have a bit more. We have VOR-DME as well, so I'll go and pin it. ILS and RNAV, and we'll not be doing the RNAV. So we have at least 3 approaches that we can do today, which should be more than enough. Also, I noticed one change. I was not aware, but we used to have airspace Charlie around regional airports in Poland. Now it's class Delta. So that's point A to point A flying. That's what I love, the training. And we are the class Delta, so I haven't flown in real life in class Delta yet because, well, this changed after my last flight a few years ago. So I'm quite curious how this works now. I'll need to ask what the changes mean for us in practical terms. Alright, any questions, please let me know. You can always fly along, choose whatever you want. We will be just hanging around this place, and also, yeah, we have nice scenery, so we'll be able to see quite a lot here. Right, I need to lock my chair. Also, someone recommended me the lockable wheels that I can buy on Amazon last time. I think it was Nicotine, and actually I ordered it, they're on the way, so they should be here on Monday. Actually, I just realized I cannot see the moon. I hope that's a bit better. Yeah, just practicing approaches. It's fun, I can recommend. And also gets you thinking a bit. Also, I've been thinking about one issue, and I found a page how to do that. I'm not sure how to explain that. Alright, so say we have this teardrop pattern here, and then like when I'm approaching the VR, so when can I actually go there? And well, if I'm coming from here, then obviously it doesn't make too much sense to do direct turn here because we'll just end up all too far away. So as far as I managed to find, the answer is when we are within the ±30 degrees of this track, we can just go overhead and turn here. Otherwise, we can either enter the halt and do it from there, or we can navigate a bit here and intercept the radial and then start there. It's probably a bit complicated, but maybe when we are flying I can show you what that means. Right, so I'll stop the guitars. Get the music going. And I need to go lock the chair. What happens is I need to put those things under the wheels until my new wheels arrive. So I'll disappear for a moment and I'll be back in a few seconds. Don't go anywhere. Okay, I'm back. I managed to lock the chair, but it's a bit tight space here, so now I need to actually get my legs where they should be. Right, I think that works. Also, I made myself a bit smaller for the stream. Let me know how this looks. I hope it's okay. So, shall we get inside or do we just watch the scenery? Because it's quite amazing. Let me take the screenshot. Looks okay. Thank you, the big line. Great stuff. This looks pretty amazing. Alright, I will also unmute the sim. Make sure the music is the normal volume. And we can get going. Alright, I absolutely love the weather today, but because it will be nighttime, it still will be a bit challenging for the IFR. You will see. Right, I haven't flown this plane in quite a while. I also have never been very confident about it, so expect some failures and problems and me thinking what to do. You can always help, don't worry about it. Right, that's our cockpit. Also the pushback tag is here waiting, but we won't need it. You can go home, pushback tag. And there's the moon. No, just some light reflecting here. Right, that looks super scary. How does this work now? Let me put on the headlamp. And I remember we need to do battery first. It's here. Alright, so that was quick. You just click this guy. It will close it. I had my throttle forward, so at least I know it works. I just moved it back. The brakes are working as well, and the flaps are working as well. Alright, so that's good. Then my yoke. Alright, the yoke is working as well. I'll just hide it so it's not in the way, but then we cannot see turning. And also the gear. Why is the gear the wrong way? Now it's the right way. Alright. I can explain why that was in a second, but we need to get the APU going. I will not be doing the procedure as they're done normally with all the tests and not what. I'm having fun today, but we'll focus more on the actual flying and flying. I'll just cancel it so it's not in the way. I don't like having this in the way. Right, the sound is killing my ear. Battery is discharging. We need to get the APU going. So the APU we can or don't need to get one fuel pump going. I don't remember which one is the preferred one. Let's get this one going. And then the APU was somewhere over here. I think it's aft. Right, but left or right? So I'm also learning here. Should be fun. And as you can see, I haven't tried it in a while. Left one. Alright, so we have aft left. So that's great. Thank you for help. I absolutely love it. It's fun learning when you are watching. Emergency exit. I think we can close this guy. Yay, now it's better. Right, the APU was somewhere around. Oh, we can get the ground power as well. Let's see if it's available. I'm not sure if it is. Looks like it isn't. But we can probably get it set up here. But we don't need it, so let's just get the APU going. I'm looking and I can't find it. I know it's here. I remember. Alright, so here's the APU guide. Here's the APU. The sign is hidden. So we need to go to on and start. To the right of the lights, exactly. Thank you. Great stuff. And we also need the nav lights, which are already on, so that's great. We got rid of the ring. Hey, this plane is pretty nice. I need to get comfortable with it one day, because I'm just playing it very occasionally, and it's pretty nice and also much more FPS friendly than the other ones. Right, APU seems to be somewhat happy. And we will see here. APU generator. I think it's not on yet. There we go. Alright, now it's working, but we got the emergency lights off, so I need to get the overhead lights on again. Oh no. Now that will be the hard one. Can I ever find the lights? I want to get some cockpit lights so I can see a bit better inside. Where can they be? I don't know if I will ever find them. That's hilarious. It's a bit easier when no one is looking. When someone is looking, I'm just all panic. Okay, maybe we can actually start going through here. What do we need? Alright. That will get running later. Okay, we have the RSS here. No, that's just navigation. Displays. Here are the pumps. Generator. Taxiway light, landing light. Engine start. Okay, we have the cabin lights here, so let's get that on. Here we can check the voltage of everything. That's the heating. Anti-ice. Hydraulic pumps. Voice recorder logo, engine start again, pressurization panel. Alright, I think we can set it today. What do I know? Let's have a look. This approach starts at 4,000, this one is 4,000, this one is 4,000, but the MSA is, well, 7,000 in this sector. It will be initial taking off 07. And that will initially be in the 3,000 sector, but if we go the other way, we will go to the 7,000 sector. Alright, so I think we can keep this at 10,000. We'll just get the off-schedule descent all the time. Amber panel lights are diagonal down from where you turn on the wheel sheet hilt and P8. Right, great stuff, thank you. So diagonal down. Here's the window heat and the probe. And diagonal down. Oh no, I'm dumb. Here's the trick question. Diagonal left or right? Right there. Oh! Like this. Right, I was expecting a switch like that, on and off. Yeah, that makes sense. Also, I couldn't find it. Great stat, thank you for help. I guess there's also some dome light? Maybe? I need more lights, because I'll die here without the lights. Here's the main panel. Right, I'll just get all of them to the middle position. At least for now. Yay, that's working. Alright. I'm getting there. And also the lights here. Thank you, Hedvig. Now I know what to look for. That's much easier. There's also this guy. And there's the floodlight. Alright, we have been flooded with light and all the wisdom. That's great. This part is still a bit dark. Okay, and there's probably the same thing on the other side. Right, now I'm happy. I think I can get rid of the headlamp. Flying at night is more challenging because you can barely see anything here. I know it doesn't sound like much, but well, you need to look for something and you're not familiar. It's quite a challenge. Okay, I think we can now take care of the MCDO. Ground services, GPU cards. Right, I don't want it, but we need to close the doors, and there are the wheel checks here. I need to set the parking brake, so I'll step on the brakes and pull it, and it worked. Great stuff. We can get rid of the wheel chocks. Right, there is the next page now. Stairs are disconnecting. Okay, I think this fine. Fuel. Let's set full. It will get make us a bit heavy. There's also flat on the center console towards the back. Yeah, so that's the one we got. Thank you. Great stuff. Maybe that's a bit too much. 2/3. That seems better. Payload. It will be just the crew, so we can set the zeros here. Now that's fun. Right. Doors. I think they are now all closed, and the rest are retracted. Ground services, ground maintenance. Okay, I think we're good. Let's have a look outside. Yep. Looks okay. Except the pushback tag, but I think I just can't get rid of it. And the moon is amazing today. I'll get the sim a bit quieter. Right, so that's covered. Now we can do all the init stuff here. Right. Do I have the correct IRAC? April 20th to May 18th. So that's good. Position init. I think we can just use the last position somehow. Alright, that's where I get lost, so I'll go here to init again. Right, many Where was it? Oh, there's the index, position. Oh, there's the next page. Great stuff. This copy it and where do I do the IRS in it? Position in it. So do I need to put it somewhere? Alright, maybe we can just put the gate, but if there's no gate, that what do I do? I remember there's a way to do that. Okay, so we're Echo Papa Kilo Kilo. Let's check our gate. I don't actually remember it. Charts, taxi, and there should be parking coordinates. All right, and we are standing, if I'm not mistaken, 23. Let's have a look outside and verify that. Okay, so there's one to the left and few to the right, and there's 23 right, and we are at 23. Perfect. Oops, sorry. So there's one to the left of us and few to the right. A bit to the right is showing 23 right, and there we are at the 23. So that's nice. I can put the 23 here. Not in database. Great. Oh, now it works. Alright, the route. Super easy. Echo Papa Kilo Kilo to the same place. I will skip the flight number. And runway 07. Alright, let's check the next page. Nothing here. We'll just be doing... Well, actually I'll not be entering anything here. We don't need that. I must be doing it in a bit of a crazy way. So I will get our weights from here. The route is on fire. You are not wrong. You're absolutely on fire. We're also in pounds because of the commander livery. That's no problem. Alright, gross weight 1 to 3.9. Cruise altitude, well, we just set 10,000, but it's not really a cruise. Plan fuel here, 30.6. Reserves, I don't know how much, let's say 10 of that is reserves. Cost index, who knows, let's put 10. Doesn't really matter. And execute. Right, next page. Performance limits. Error. We'll just take time error tolerance 30 seconds at 30 waypoint. Right. I think I don't need anything here. I'm doing this probably in the most chaotic way possible. And one limit, perfect. We'll just take all we can. So we're at no rated thrust. Takeoff, flaps. What do you use for takeoff? I think flaps 5, which is more than the Airbus has. There's only 4. And we can take those guys. And obviously in the real aircraft you don't have the suggested values here, as far as I know. This comes from the EFB. Right. Alright, index. Position is done, performance is done, takeoff is... Actually... Oh, we just don't put anything more here. Approach. Right, that's something I need to note. So our VREF is 130 or 137. CG goes in takeoff. Oops. Great to have you here. Yeah, you're absolutely right. The CG, takeoff CG 2.3. I absolutely love being a Muppet and learning this here. It's pretty fun to figure this out. You can just click it and it populates as well. Oh, really? I didn't think that's possible. Great stuff. I love it. Also, I wonder if there's easier way to get to the index than going here and here. Probably there isn't. Oh. No. Oh, also the limit is here. Peaks, legs, route, climb, departure, approach, hold, progress, destination unknown. Oh, that's decent. Cruise. Right, great stuff. Also, do we do the failures today? Maybe let's do one approach without the failures, and then we can try if you want. Just let me know. I feel like we have everything set and done. It's quite possible. I think not really. Why is this guy not where it should be? I guess I have messed up something and... have enough points to cause a failure, but not fix it. Oh, don't worry, we always fix it after landing, so that's fine. Also, I probably should implement a way to inhibit those fixes. Oh, that's the problem. I didn't set the IRS to align. Right, so it should be enough. Let's put it enough. This is going to take a while now. Great, so we'll have a chance to review the approach and everything. Does that mean... Aha! That's when the boxes come in. Awesome, awesome. Yay! Fantastic. I think I maybe have it to align immediately, so we don't have to wait. That's quite possible. Right, we'll just give it at this page, maybe. Also, I believe there is still a way to make the cockpit super bright. Also, well, those emergency exit lights, they seemed to make it way brighter. That's how you do it. But now I guess in the cabin it's all like, go here to save your life. After LS lines, don't forget your yaw damper. Do I do it straight away? Maybe. It's not the worst idea. And do we have the APU bleed? because you know we need to hit the cabin, otherwise our instructor will freeze to death. That's what they always do when it's below 22 degrees Celsius. So the pack, let's put it to auto, and our APU bleed is on and those bleeds are off. Yay! I'm sitting in front of a huge screen in 4K and this looks super immersive. It's a great feeling. Also because of the night outside, I feel pretty immersed. Oh, and now we hear the cabin flow going. I wonder if there's a better way to get those cabin lights on. There should be a way, no? Like some other switch to do that. I don't know. Right, that's great. So we can have a quick look at what we will be doing. What do we do first? I say let's make it easy and do the ILS approach. Alright, since, well, there is not much about the departure and whatnot. Actually, let's have a quick look at the instrument departures. You know what? We'll do it the easy way. I will just climb out on the localizer, which will be working because there is no opposite ILS. And we'll just climb on the localizer and do a procedure turn and do the ILS approach. That will not give us much time, especially like me to get happy about whatever we are doing. And also there is an en route holding here, but it doesn't... It's here, but it's not depicted. Why? Right, the slow IFR and it's 99 and 99 is the inbound course. And that's it. Nothing more described, which is a bit surprising. I would expect at least the minimum holding altitude to be there. Minimum holding altitude 4000, that's on the approach chart. So, I think we'll take up 07, go over this VR, do like a few loops of holding, and then go for the approach, so I have a bit more chance to fly the aircraft and get comfortable with it, at least somewhat. Let's do that. So we'll take up 07, we'll climb on the localizer. As soon as we are 4000, we'll do a procedure turn, go over the VR, do the holding. That was 99 inbound and 4000 minimum holding altitude, right turns, and 1 minute on the outbound. Right, that sounds reasonable. Now we need to set the things up. So we need the ILS and the VR. There's nothing more that is here, so we only set up those two things. Let's do this. So we go here to the nav and let me think, that's nav 1. 110.3, 110.3. I am so not familiar with this aircraft, it is hilarious. I hope you're having fun. Sky Command, welcome, great to have you here. And here's a shout out, how are you doing today? Congrats on the 2-banger, here's my Too many, 100 more. Thank you, thank you. 40. Great stuff. I am still not familiar with this aircraft, so this will be fun. And we are doing the raw data flying, so I'm just using the LSVR hand flying. That's it. So it will be hilarious. And I am absolutely not familiar with this aircraft. I've been flying it a bit in the past, but well, it's been a while. So we are just setting the navigates. I managed to get at least the APU going. That's a success. So 110.3 is set and 112.8. And also that's what I like doing when I have a new aircraft, just light basic stuff and get familiar with it and then start using more and more automation. Right, so that's set on the nav1. We have the ILS initially because we'll be climbing out on the localizer. And we'll set the same stuff on the nav2, so we have it handy. So 1128 and 110.3. Perfect. We can also set the COM, also we are not on VATSIM. Let's do that, it will be fun. Have a safe flight. Thank you. Also, I am not familiar with this aircraft, so if you want, you can always shout at me. It's fun. I like when people say what I'm doing wrong. It's a great learning opportunity, and I like figuring out stuff like this in the sim. So in real aircraft, I do read the manual up front and get some more familiar with it. ATC Z2222. Right, that is set. Now the navigation display. We'll not be looking at this. Absolutely, that's too much of a tell. We will be in an easier mode, so we'll be using the... That's what I want. So not the nav view, the ROS view, and we'll be using the VR and the ILS. Great. Now we can set the course. Is there a way to see the nav to... Let me think about it. So this is not doing anything now. Also, our bar that was 1022, I believe. (102). Actually, I'll just hit the B. That's the B. Okay. So our altitude initially, I will just set it for reference so I know what I'm doing. We're not using the autopilot. And our heading on the climb out will be, right, 252. Well, our course heading 252 minus 180, so that's minus 200 plus 20, so that's minus 100 is 052 plus 20 072. Actually, I can just read the runway heading here, 072. I think I'll be using the knobs on the Bravo, which are not working. Oh no. I need to use these guys. Right, that's 072 set. Now our course. Right, we'll do it the hard way from the beginning. So we'll be climbing on the localizer, but I'll set the course 252, so we'll be on the back course, so I'll have reverse readings. I hardly ever do that, and it's a bit challenging, so let's do it. 252, I can turn the other way around. Great, so that is set. Now let me think, how do we switch? Oh, so that's how we do that. Why is this guy in of we can just have the heading, well, the bearing from nav2, and here is the bearing from nav1, and there's only one ADF, so that's what's in up on the other side. I wonder why it's not showing the DME yet. Maybe it will be showing it in a moment. Right, also that's the LS. Is the VR showing anything? It is. It's showing also distance, so that's good. Right, I feel we're getting closer and closer to flying, which makes me a bit anxious. I'm not sure about you. Okay, cockpit lights. I think I'll stay with that so I can actually see what's going on here. Right, now we need to close this because, well, it cannot stay like that. I don't know if there is a way to get the lights on. Right, so let's get those engines started. I'll get the fuel pumps on. Let me try to remember how we do that. Right, so we have the APU bleed on. That's here. Great. Next we get the we get the ignition here, I think to ground. That's for startup. Which one did trigger it? Alright, we'll get this guy and this guy to the right. Trim. Alright, so we'll trim it in a second. That's a good idea. Thank you. Right, let's see if this is working. I think it's not working. I think this needs to be to auto isolation valve. Nope. There's one thing you turned on that you shouldn't. Oh, what is that? I think there's more. Is this guy? And I like figuring it out like this because when I do something wrong, starts with a P and when ends with X. Yes, I've done it so many times and spent so many minutes wondering why it's not working. Okay, we had the packs on so we can... so our instructor doesn't freeze to death. And you're absolutely right, when the packs are on, it's taking our precious pressure. Me too, that's why I know. Right, I think I need to fail at this a few more times. Now, oh, it's actually got it working, and we need the ignition to the right. I don't know what is the right order. Do I get the switch first and then the knob, or the other way around? It's turning, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone. Right, let's get this guy up. Here comes the broom. The bass is so loud that the limiter cut everything down. Hoverboard, welcome! Great to have you here. Hoverboard being the third, great stuff, thank you. Right, I heard a click, which means this guy switched to off. Engine looks nice. So I will get... what do I get? I'll get the generator on. Right, you saw the light blinking when it was switching the source. And can we get the bleed from the right engine? And now it's showing dual bleed, so I need to get rid of the APU bleed. Okay, and we can do the other engine. So I think maybe I do this first. I think I do the switch first, and then I turn the knob. That's the ignition, that's the starter. Or the other way around. That's the ignition, that's the starter. It's a bit weird. I don't fully understand it yet. Nope. Nada. Let's try again. This to ground, and now engine starts. I think I need the isolation valve to open, and it will work then. Alright, what is it now? I could have done the easy way, just stay on the APU bleed, but no, I want to do it the hard way, and now I suffer. Right, the packs are off. The isolation valve. I think we need it open. Now we have the pressure in the left duct. Happy Star Wars Day. May the Force be with you. That's great. Also our landing altitude, before I forget. That's 791. I usually leave the APU. Yeah, for both engines, so I can help with you. Alright, I think you're onto something. That's interesting. I wonder how it's supposed to be. Whoops. Lower the... Oh great, now I cannot do it like it was before. I remember it was summer here. Anyway, that's just actually we need it. What'd they do? What'd they do? Lower the... No, that's... Actually we have the N2 reading here, so we can stay like that, but I forgot how to do that, and now it's bothering me. I remember it was somewhere. How on earth do we do this Crosby lead start? That's super interesting. Why would the APU bleed be better for that? Right, let's have a look. So when you have the APU bleed on, the duct pressure is... Oh, it's going all the way up to 40. Interesting. And when we have just the right bleed, it's going to... Oh, it's not working. Why? Aha, so we need the isolation valve to close, then it goes to... EV5195, thank you for the follow. Welcome. We are here on the Grat. I'm I'm not super familiar with the Sentry 7, so I'm just trying all the problems I can manage. And yeah, we're still trying to get it running. So maybe I'll read about the cross bleed start procedure at home. I mean, I am at home, but without you watching. And we'll just start it from the APU bleed. That's interesting. I wonder how it works normally. Right, so we can get this guy going. Hey, now the N2 is here. Maybe it was here before. So we can start it. Right, it's almost there. Come on, engine! You can do this. Right, N2 is almost where we want it. I heard the click, so that's great. Ignition to both. Now the APU bleed off. Get the normal bleeds. We keep the isolation valve to auto, which is here. Now we can have the packs on auto. Right, so we can get rest of the stuff going. Get those heats here. That all disappeared, so that looks good. We need those hydraulic pumps. That looks good as well. Left generator. Right, APU, we can switch it off. That guy says ram door open, full open, so that's okay because we're on the ground. Alright, everything looks clean here. That's good. Now I think we need to set some things for takeoff. So these two RTO, we do arm the speed brakes. Oh no, you actually don't do that, or do you do that in Boeing? I don't remember. Maybe I don't do that. I remember I was having trouble because of it, and I remember the trim. Yes. Yes, armed or yes, not armed. I'm sorry. Yes, armed. Okay. The thing is, when I say too many options quickly before we have time to reply, it's a mess. So it happens. Happens all the time. Right, let me have a look. This panel does look right. I think there's nothing suspicious. Oh, we can have the transponder on. So we set it to TARI and... Right, so the way it works here is standby. This altitude reporting TATARI. Right, so that's nice. We have VHF3 here. Do we have NAV3? No. Right, can I dim those guys? Right, that's the display units, but still not doing what I want. I want to dim this guy. No. The outer deal. Yeah, I would say so. Outboard deal. Oh, you're right. I haven't noticed this before. Right, so that's the outboard view. That's the inboard view. We'll get them to 11 o'clock. Now, same for our colleague who is not displayed here. Right, that's looking pretty great. I can't remember for the life of me where all those knobs for the lights are, so I'll just try to set all of them to 11 o'clock and we should be a-okay. Actually, this floodlight now it's a bit menacing. There's one more that I got running and now I don't remember how to turn it off. Great. This floodlight's coming from here. How do I get it off? Oh, that's the background. Right. I think that's somewhat convenient. And there's the brightness here. Amazing. ProPilot. Just took an hour to get this bird running. Okay. Which means we are most probably ready to taxi except for the trim. How do we set the bloody trim? Well, we should have it somewhere here. Right, I think I know. We go to FS Actions. Fuel? No. Maybe that's in the payload. No. Where is the takeoff trim then? Nobody knows. Alright, forget it. We'll just set it to 5. Should be fine. Also, this guy's a bit bright. I'm just delaying so I do not struggle flying. But we'll get flying, don't worry about it. Right, that's great. Cool. Let me get familiar with the lights. Taxi lights. Here. Disengage the parking brake. Right, let's have a look how we taxi. Also, I'll need the timer, so I will get it ready. So we taxi straight away, Bravo, to Foxtrot. Oh, also I disable my aircraft position. Disengage parking brake, check. Run over tag, check. Exactly, you know the drill. Let's have a closer look at this. It's going to be absolutely awful. Oh, and I forgot to set the flaps for takeoff. As that night flying is as nice as is it challenging. Right, we run over attack. Complete success here. Don't worry about the textures, it's a common thing. Now our flaps. Oh no. I think that's 5. I will struggle with this a lot. Right, ground speed is 8, so that's fine. Now I think I want to get rid of that light. We probably need... Right, we'll check it later. Or we run over more things. Oh, also this recall. Total recall. Shows up and to the right of engine due, flaps going. Okay, let me have a look. Oh, amazing. It doesn't show... It shows the actual position, not the commanded position. But that's nice anyway. Thank you. Right, something popped out here, or did I just click it? I think I simply clicked this guy here. I don't know. We'll have a look at everything in a moment. Landing altitude also. What about it? Right, our V1 is 1 to 5. So that is set. Can we actually use this chrono? Probably can, but I'm not super familiar with it. There's the clock button and it's running. Alright, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I like my clock on the stream. 40 knots taxi speed, that's way too much. And it doesn't look so strange in the sim, but if you're running here at 80 knots, you wouldn't be very happy. Alright, there's the holding position, runway 07, great stuff. Right, let's stop here. Parking brake is here, so that is engaged. Right, let's have a look. Anything showing wrong here? No. That looks okay. Right, how did I get that light? Was the main panel? No. Not the one. That was background brightness. Right, and probably the same on the other side. No. Okay, just controls both sides. Cool. Actually, let's give it dark. But then I cannot see, but I do not need to see the knobs. It's gonna be fine. And AFDS, alright, that's the autopilot panel. Cool, looks great. I wonder what that was. Oh, we can also check the takeoff configuration. And it's screaming at me. I don't know why. It's not the speed brake. Trim. What about trim? How should I set it? So it's currently at 5, which looks like it's takeoff position. Oh, we need to set it in performance. I see, so that's why I was always having this trouble. stream 4.66. Alright. Let's just use that. No. So I'm still unhappy about it. And also my flaps, but I believe they are where they should be. Right, that's too much. That's gonna be hard. I do not have the detents on my Bravo throttle. No. So, I think we have that set. 4.66. Boo. And we seem to be at 4.66. Your takeoff speeds are different. Still not it. I always have this problem and I don't know what it is. I have just been flying this aircraft a few times. Well, maybe a bit more. Me too. Right, maybe it's the parking brake. No. I'm running out of ideas. It will shut up once you get off the ground. Yeah, I know, but it's bothering me all the time and I want to know what that is. I wonder, maybe it's the speed brake that we don't need. It was the speed brake and the parking brake. Right, so now it's A-okay. Great stuff. So let's line up the runway. Do we not turn off the landing lights today at all? I think we can do that. And the strobe lights. Oh, and I forgot the beacon. Bummer. I think the strobe lights, this needs to go up. Now we are great. Take last screenshot while the aircraft is still somewhat intact. Right, line up the runway, we take off, climb on the localizer, which will be displayed here. We are on the back course, so the indications will be opposite way that I need to track. I will try to demonstrate that to you. You climb 4000, then with the procedure turn, we will do procedure turn to the left. I will do maybe 45 180 or 80 to 60. Which one do we do? 80 to 60 is a bit easier, so we'll do 80 to 60. Get in holding, and holding was inbound 099 and minimum holding altitude 4000. Right, and we want to fly at 200 knots. I think that's a reasonable speed. Which means I need to disarm the auto throttle because I want to fly it manually. Flight directors, no. Where's the auto throttle? Okay, actually disengage this guy. Alright, it's not armed, but it does arm itself automatically sometimes. So I will need to remember to switch it off, and to do that it's here. Right. So, moving the throttles all the way forward. How are we doing? 1 minute 20 into the stream. Right, hands on the control. I hope it works. Takeoff thrust set. Airspeed live. V1. Rotate. Oh, it's actually saying that.
Positive rate of climb.
Right, gear up. now it's getting crazy. Right, so we do not want to accelerate all the way. I'll reduce the thrust a bit. Let's keep 180 knots for time being. Flaps up. Right. Can now accelerate to those 200 knots. Thousand to go. And this is a rocket. This is all happening instantly. So it's a good idea to be prepared, but well, you just cannot prepare for that. Plane being a rocket. Right, so what I wanted to show you is that if we go left of the localizer, it's showing alright, it's showing the directional indications because we have the correct set. So if I turn this by 180, then it will be non-directional. Is what I wanted to demonstrate as well. $152, that is 072. Right, and now the corrections are the other way. So if it's on the left, it means I need to go to the right. Trim up, level up at 4000. Decelerate a bit. I wanted 200 knots. Right. Now I think I can get a bit feel of the aircraft. See, it's non-directional and it's super hard to remember that. So I actually need to go to the left to make it center. Right, let's straighten out at this heading. Now it's coming back. Trying to keep 4000. And there is no DME indication on the ALS. That is super strange. I wonder why that is actually. Oh no, what now? Okay, I think it's just the scheduled descent. Yep. We'll be having this all the time today. Our DME is also not showing on the nav 2. Great. And we are super fast. Why is the DME not showing? I don't like it. It should be showing. Oh, it's showing up here. 1.7. Alright, let's do the procedure turn. So we do 80 to the left. And then 260 to the right. Try to keep level. So I need to pull it, trim it. We are still too fast. I want it to be way slower. Right, off-schedule descent is going to be crazy today. I need to remember to be correcting the pitch. Right, that was 90, so I did overshoot my heading that I wanted. And back. So I think let's do 30 degree. And what we should be doing for rate 1 is 22 plus 7, so 29, actually 30. But I believe we usually limit bank here to 25 degree. I don't remember the number anymore. I need to pull back a lot. Need to draw off. Have a good stream. Thank you, and thanks for coming. Great to have you here. Right, that was 90 degree. We still have 180 to go. So I need to set our heading to 252. Keep the altitude. And course, well, also 252. Or maybe we can do the ILS straight away. No, let's do holding. I want to get a bit more familiar with the hand flying this guy. Right, so of course I want 252 now. And we can switch to the VR, so I'll go VR here and switch to the VR. Right, skipping the 4000, there's the runway. Here's the magenta thing, I always forget what it is, but looks pretty okay. Also, I'll set the speed back so I have some reference, it will be a bit easier to look at that. Right, it's perfectly trimmed. The trim in the 737 is working great, I love it. A lot of the planes, they are a bit rough on the trim here in Misfits, but the 737 is just great. Okay, I need to remember my power setting, so that's exactly 50% for 200 knots. Right, inbound is 099, so let's have a look. 099 is here, and these are right turns, so we need to figure out what's our entry. The way you do that is you go up from here 20 degree, divide it in half. The top sector is direct entry, and bottom two sectors, the smaller one is offset entry and the bigger one is parallel. So we'll be doing the offset for the 099. Perfect, so it means we'll fly. Right, now it's getting hurt. We'll fly the outbound, so 099 plus 180. So that's 099 plus 200, that is 299 minus 20, 279. So 279 minus 30, 249 for 1 minute. And then we turn right on the inbound. Clock is ready. We have 6 miles to go. Right, the speed is actually it's okay. Also, I need to remember my pitch that I need, so that's here in the middle, about 5 degree. Well, actually a bit just a touch lower. So between the first line and the second line. I think the sound is not coming through like I want it to. I'll try to troubleshoot it. Hang on. Right, I think we have to leave it. So sorry if I killed your ears. I hope I didn't. We are still getting closer. Right, now the VR is getting away, but we're too close to chase it, so we just stay on the heading. And then we will go heading to 79. No, 249. And I'm looking for the flag to switch. Also the bearing is just getting away, and now the flag switch, so we go 249. Alright, so we just here. Did I calculate it right? 100 here, that's 30 degree. Perfect. And start the clock. Okay, starting with holding wasn't a bad idea at all. That's a good thing to practice. I think I can show you on Volanta what we are doing right now. So we'll just fly here and then intercept the holding. Right, I'll show you the end result once we are there. Also, it's super stable, the aircraft, I love it. 32 seconds. Now I need to trim down a bit. But remember the pitch is my primary thing I should be focused on. Not chasing the vertical speed or the altitude, just have this constant pitch. Nowhere to go. I think I need to go a bit slower as well, so I go maybe 47% there. That's 1 minute, so now we turn right. And I wonder how this will go. So we need 27 degrees for right one turn. And I need to pull because we are in a turn. Also add a bit throttle. Well, a bit. Alright, now our course is set to... it should be set to 099, so let me fix that. I think I'm turning it the wrong way. Right, lost 100 feet here. CDI alive, so this is great, and we want to capture it. I think we'll overshoot it just a bit. Let's see. I'll keep this 30 degree turn. I'm a bit faster than I want to. Alright. We will overshoot it just a bit, but other than that should be fine. Right, get back on this. Let's set the heading back. Keep that altitude. Right, I'll try to fix the sim sound, so give me a moment. Now it should be more consistent, it will not be chopping in like it was. I think that sounds way better now. Alright. Master caution. Is that the off-schedule descent? Of course it is. Right, 2 miles to go. We are on the radial, so this is going great. It is a joy to fly in this plane. Unless you're going too fast or climbing like a rocket, then everything gets out of control. Right, it's showing 1 mile, so we'll do one more loop of the holding. and review the approach chart in the meantime. I will not be switching the heading back. Actually, it hasn't flipped the flag yet. Now it flipped the flag, so we can start turning. BRB for a bit, no problem, however, we'll see in a bit. Let's go 25-degree turn in a bank here. And keep the altitude. Right, reviewing the chart in the holding will be painful. I'll reset the clock, and I'll start the clock once we hit a beam. Also, I just realized we have the navigation display on the second guy. I need to get rid of it. Where was it? Right, perfect. I did overshoot the heading here, so let's get back. I was looking to the other side. And okay, the flag switched, so I'll start the clock. Now it's time to review the approach. We have 1 minute, so I better get this running. Right, so I'm looking here and there just to keep the aircraft flying. So we're in the holding and we'll just follow the localizer outbound. So 072 again, we'll do procedure turn again at, actually, yeah, let's do it here at a bit. Right, there's 4,000 at off-hook. So let me think, do I need to climb to 5,000? Let's climb to 5,000 then. Right, 1 minute is up, which means we need to go into the turn and we can climb 5,000. So I will add a bit power. Change my head altitude back. Are we climbing? Not climbing it. Alright, let's get way more power. Now we're climbing. Right, almost there. Reduce. Start reducing the power and slow leveling off so we do not overshoot it by too much. CDI live, we are almost on the radial. Level off now, reduce the power, and that was supposed to be just a touch below 50. Yep, here's what I want. Oh no, the altitude. Let's stay at the 5,000. Alright. The fly outbound at BAVZ 16.7 from Kilo Romeo Whiskey, which is the localizer. Right, but I think we can do the procedure turn just at the same distance from the VR, or we can start tracking the localizer in the meantime. We do procedure turn to the left, I will do 45 180, and then we start the approach. So descend to 4000, then descend to 3000, or actually we'll just intercept the glide slope and have a very long final. Right, how are we doing here? 2 miles to go. I lost the radial a bit. Now I can also show you our entry. So here's our offset entry, and we did 1 loop of the holding. Right, let's do 1 more. Now it needs a bit more power to keep 200 knots. The VR reading disappeared, it switched the flag, so we can start turning again. Reset the clock. 25 degree barn. Keep that altitude, so I need to pull a bit in turn. Also note that when my G load is increasing, the stall speed is increasing as well here on that speed tape. I need more power here. And I'm trimming a lot. Okay, almost rolling out on the heading. There we go. When we will be abeam, I'll start the clock. Also, I can also look at the bearing arrow, so it will show me when the flag will switch. Now the flag is showing up, and now it switched down just together with the bearing. Right. Start the clock, reduce the power a bit. Actually, I think 55 is what I need now. Trim down. I don't want to climb anymore. Stop at 5000, so that's looking great. I need more power, so maybe 60. I wonder why we need so much more power, just 1000 feet higher. That's interesting. 8 seconds, so 10 seconds to go. And we'll complete this loop of the holding and go for the approach. Right, 1 minute 20 on the clock. I did missed it. Chili Willy, welcome. Great to have you here. We are hand flying the Boeing 737 raw data, so I only have the VR and ILS readings. And we are in Kraków in Poland, just doing the holding, and I'll start the first approach. So far so good. It's a very nice plane to hand fly. And here's your shout out. How's it going? Right, need to regain our altitude. Master caution is basically the off-schedule descent popping up all the time. Looks dark out there. Yeah, it's nighttime, so it's real dark. Also, because it's dark outside, I have more of the instrument flying feeling. I can still see the things outside, but, well, I do not have the visual reference I normally have. So it's easier for me to do the instrument flying. And yes, it is pretty dark. Right, I did overshoot the heading here, so let's go back. Alright, so one will be, say, half mile early. Let me think. We are... What's the elevation? Elevation is 800 feet, so we're like 4,000 feet over. How there am I heading? I need to focus on the flying. 4,000 feet over the VR, so the DME will be reading like 0.6 just overhead. So let's say 1 mile early, we'll start turning to the outbound of 0.72. Right, 1 mile to go on the DME, so I think we can start turning to 0.72. I'll set the heading back. And let's also... Actually, I'll switch the course to 252, which will be our final approach course. And we'll switch to the localizer. It's 252, switch to the localizer. I hope it's reading. It's reading. Alright, so it's to our left, but we are super close, so it will come up in a moment. Don't climb. Right, altitude holding is pretty okay. I am plus minus 100 feet all the time. So I think that's reasonable. Right, so we can get rid of the clock for the time being. So we just passed overhead the VR. We are now flying the outbound. We'll go to Pauzy and we'll do procedure turn to the left. So 45 to the left, fly 1 minute, 180, and then intercept the localizer again. That's the plan. We will start at 5,000 feet and just continue on the glide path. The minima are 981 for me, so 980, and my altitude is going wrong. So let me correct that. Whenever I'm looking away, that's what happens. So I need to get a habit of just looking in and out all the time. It's super difficult to do that. F is mode, not frequency disagree. Alright, so we need to go into the approach mode. Countercraft, do not climb. Alright, DME is 7.5, so we have 10 miles to go. Here's the off-schedule descent again. I'll try to set that at 5,000, maybe this will help. Right, 991 is the minimum, so that's pretty much it. I'll keep this for the view for myself. Right, flying and looking away is not great, not easy, not at all. and I'll show you our track so far. So that was first procedure turn, the 80 to 60. We did enter the holding, did 2 loops of the holding, and now we're flying on the outbound. Right, that's actually looks pretty neat. I mean, super neat. Right, keep that altitude, keep that heading, keep that localizer. I was looking away and everything get out of track a bit. Also, when do we configure the aircraft? Let me think. I think once we are turn around on the procedure turn, that's when I can start configuring the aircraft. So we do slow down, and I want to be fully configured before starting the else approach, so I have more time to get the feel of it. Right, 16 miles, so 2 miles to go. Actually, I have the view there. Let me just hide it. Now it's better. So far so good, this is going great. And we are way below the glide slope, which is great, so I'll have more time to configure the aircraft for the approach. Let's see, 18 miles. Alright, so 45 to the left. So I want the thick end of our course bar here on this marker. And I'll need to start the clock. Right, turn, time, twist, throttle, torque. We're losing the altitude, that's not great. Also, I should have had a bit higher bank angle here. Right. There's seconds on the clock. Now it's dead even 5,000 feet. If I could keep that, that would be great, but it's not going that way. It looks like our pitch needs to be, the ball is just touching the first thick line, first wide line. How long's your trip? We're flying from point A to A, so we are not going anywhere, we're just practicing approaches. So it's until we decide it's done. We're just flying overhead, practicing the approaches here. Alright, 1 minute on the clock. Do 180 now. So bank, pitch up. Actually not pitch up like pitch up, just pull back on the yoke. I can stop the clock, reset it and hide it. I really like practicing approaches, it's a lot of fun. Plus, you need to think a lot, and since I'm hand flying, it's a bit of a challenge. Nothing crazy, but still. But my instrument scan is getting better. I'm looking where I should be looking, which is primarily look at the pitch and roll, and then just glimpse at the altitude, glimpse at the course, and so on. So now I want this line to be here, so we have 45-degree intercept angle. And once the localizer starts moving, we turn to intercept it. Our approach speed was something around 137, 135, 130, if I remember correctly. Now it's a bit late to check that. Boo. Oh, localizer is already there, so we'll overshoot it. Let's recapture it. And we are also too far out to have the glide slope reading. That's why the glide slope is not showing up at all. Right, 200 off, 200 feet off the altitude. Let's recapture this localizer. Let me set the heading back, 252. I'll read the message in a second. Did I send you the pic of the climbing wall I built for my kiddo? No! I love climbing. I've been climbing quite a lot in the past. Have been climbing for past, well, 10 years or so, but I absolutely love it. Great stuff there. Alright, so we need to slow down. So I'll go throttle idle. Gear down. Now we keep the altitude and we slow down for the final approach. I want to be fully configured before we capture the glide slope, so I can focus on the flying and not be chasing moving target. Alright, I'm also moving the flaps. Add a bit of power. Flaps 10 selected. Glide slope still not alive. Alright, so that's good. Alright, let's go idle and just start moving those flaps. Right, flaps full selected. Oh, actually, so we need something like...
Airspeed low. Airspeed low.
Oh dear, this is such a narrow speed range. I'm not sure how to do that properly, slowing down this aircraft. Alright, looks like it worked. Gear down 3 green, flaps full. Ah, okay, glide slope is alive. I'm fighting the airspeed here. And I believe we need like 135 knots for the approach. It's a bummer I didn't check it before. Right, half dot on the glide slope, so I'll slowly go into the descent. I need to trim down a lot. Now let me think, our ground speed is let's say 150, so times 500 we need 750 feet per minute descent. So I'll slowly establish that, and let's see how much power we need on the approach. Right, on glide slope now, on localizer is actually slightly to the right, so let me correct that. Now we're on glide slope, so let's establish descent. Right, 750 is around here. Now we're slowly accelerating. So the full flaps make the aircraft more speed stable. It's not changing the speed so rapidly with changing pitch. Right, this is looking great. Let me also roll back our speed target. Let's set it 135. Right, because I can see outside, that's a big tell, but I'll be just trying to look inside. You have the comfort looking outside as well. Maybe I need I need a cap so I do not see where I'm going actually. Or the cipher glasses. Reduce the power a bit. I'm not setting the speed brakes or the anti-skid because we want to do touch and go. Right, on glide slope, now we are a bit too steep on the descent. On localizer, just slightly to the right. And I'm looking for 750 descent right. That's about here, between 1 and the first line. And let me check my pitch. My pitch is basically 0 in that descent, so that's what I need to keep. And my primary target should be the pitch. Oh, also I need to remember I have the localizer and glide slope reading here, not only here. And I have never checked the go around procedure, but we'll just climb straight ahead and then decide what next. Actually, we'll just climb straight ahead and go overhead to the VR and do the holding there. Right, a bit too slow, so I need to add some power. And minima were... Actually, let me read the minimum. 981. Right, good stuff. Easy peasy. The 737 is a joy to hand fly. $981, so 980. Which is basically 1000. Right, now we are getting a bit low. Let me correct that. And we are to the right, correcting. $1,000 to go. Right, I'll just do the minima at 1000 because this 20 is a bit hard to follow. $900 to go.
1,000.
$800 to go. A bit high, correcting. 700 to go. $600 to go. 500 to go. 400 to go. 300 to go. High, correcting, bit to the left, correcting.
500.
200 to go.
400.
100 to go.
300. 200.
And minima. Alright, so we were able to land from here. I didn't have the nameplates. I'm not sure if that's any of you. If you are, thanks for flying along. I will just do touch and go on you.
50.
Right, throttle idle.
20. 10.
Boom, there we go. Right. Full throttle. Flaps, I think somewhere around 10. Airspeed is going up. Flaps are going up, positive rate, gear up. And now that's when your plane is becoming a rocket and everything goes haywire. Right, flaps up. Keep that heading. Right, speed is 200, reduce, I will say. And we're flying like a rocket to 4,000 feet per minute climb. Let's reduce the power to 80%. That should be a bit better. Right, we'll go 5,000 and then turn right inbound the VR. So let me switch to the VR. Continue the climb. I need to trim up. Thousand to go. Alright, reduce the power. We are getting a bit too fast. Still need to keep that climb though. And now I'm getting tired. But I think we can do one or two more approaches. That was fun, the first one at least. LOL. Yeah, it's crazy. And the go around when they apply full power and starts climbing like a rocket. That's the craziest part. I've been tired since I woke up today. Oh, I see. Well, it's been happening to me as well, so I feel you. Right, there's 5,000. I'll start the turn. Let's go to the right and go inbound the VR. Level up here, keep the power at 60, well, 58, something like that. I remember was what we needed. I need to trim back a lot, get this bank in. Phew. This final part of the approach, that was a bit exhausting. And you saw like we are starting getting out of the runway because as the closer you get, it's getting more difficult to track the glide slope and the localizer. But we never went down more than half scale deflection on the localizer and the glide slope, so we were within the allowable limit. That was great. I actually often have trouble keeping that, but it requires a lot of practice, hand flying it. Right, we do have the bearing, the green arrow. So let's set up for the hold, 099 again. And this looks like a direct entry. Boring. Alright, what do we do next? VR 25. VR approach, runway 25. Alright, this is okay. Our altitude is a bit high, airspeed is a bit high, so I'll try to reduce the power a bit. I think 55 will do the job. Our heading is basically on the bearing, and wind is just slightly from the left, 5 knots, so basically nothing for the 737. That is compared to our true airspeed. And 5 miles to go. Alright. Also get the heading back. to 099. Alright, let's see what we'll be doing. So we'll enter the holding, we'll do 1 or 2 loops of the hold again at 5000. Then... oh, actually we need to start over the VR at 4000, so we'll descend in the hold to altitude of 4000 feet. And then we fly outbound, here the teardrop, category C and D, at track 051, so we'll follow this radial to distance 8.8, and then we turn inbound, final approach course 248. In the meantime we descend to 3000, then final approach fix, Kilo 3902 at 7.3, and the minima are 1290. Last, remember, we have the table to check our altitude versus the table. Altitude versus distance according to table. So I'll be reading this out as well. Right, great stuff. We are just over the VR. So let's go. Turn to the right. I'll get the clock ready. Phew, that last approach got me more exhausted than it should have. Keep that altitude. Also, I can show you the Volanta. That's what we have been doing so far. Looks super neat. Right, let me focus on the flying. Keep the pitch, keep the altitude, keep the bank. It is a bit too shallow on the bank here, and we're a bit too fast, so I wonder why we were so fast the last time. Right, almost there. I would love to twist the heading back, but it's a bit out of the way, so I'm not doing it. I'll spare myself twisting it 2 times now. Right. Level out. And I need to push the yoke a bit to keep at 5000. The flags just switch. Let's start the clock. And get a sip of the water. We go out 1 minute and then start the inbound turn for the holding. Wind is 4 knots from behind, slide to the right, so I don't think we need any wind correction, but that's something else we need to train, but we'll do it in the future. Holding with heavy wind corrections. And we are still a bit too fast. I wonder why we needed more power on the last time. Right, almost 1 minute on the clock. 3, 2, 1. There's 1 minute. Cool. Let's turn inbound. So bank, pull the yoke back. So we keep constant altitude. 25-degree bank. Trim back so I do not use my muscles to pull it. I use the trim. That's the advisable technique. Right, CDI is just started moving, so CDI alive. I think we'll capture this radial just perfect. And then we can go for the approach straight away. I think one loop of holding is enough here. Right, I need to straighten out a bit. Capture this radial. Also, since we have the bearing indicator, when my track is left of the bearing, I will be getting closer to the radial. But we do not see our track here. And altitude is getting out of hand again. Let me push. Oh, we were supposed to descend, so let's descend for 1000. Throttle idle and start the descent. We have 2 miles to go. Alright, I think we'll manage. Right, and then I can start and reset the clock. We don't need it for the time being. Hey Taylor, welcome. Great to have you here. We are and flying the 737, doing all sorts of stuff. Right, we are over the DME, so I'm now turning here to the outbound. 051 is what we need. So let's set this up. 051 on the course. We did overshoot a bit because I was late with the turn, so let's correct this.
Hello there.
Hello there. And we did hit 200 followers. So that's how we celebrate with 737 hand flying. Great stuff. Right, and we go to the distance 8.8, so we still have a while. And we descend 3000 feet. There's the radial. 500 to go. Rattled. Right, I will level up and start configuring the aircraft, so I will start slowing down and get the gear and flaps down, so we have more time to get ready. Right, I'll set... What do I set? I don't know, I'm lost. Right, let's start leveling off. Flaps. We can get flaps up to 15 right now. And gear down. 5.7, so only 2 miles to go. Alright, I need to get ready here. More flaps. Alright, get some more power. .7, so 2 miles to go. I don't have time to keep up the heading back, so that's something I would like to improve, but we are not there yet. Right, I think 150 is where I need to stay. The flaps are now at 5, so let's move them to 10 maybe for this part of the approach. Keep altitude at 3000, 1 mile to go. Oh, the speed is bad. And the pitch is bad. Right, that's resolved. We are keeping on the radial. So that's good. 8.6, 8.7, 8.8. Alright, so now we turn right to final approach course 248. And now we need bank of 16 plus 7, so that's like 23. Oh, keep that altitude. Keep that altitude. Right, the flaps are 10. Let's move them to 15. Uh, 248. Right, that's our final approach course, CDI live. Airspeed is going a bit up, so I need to slow down here. And now our final approach fix is 7.3, where we start the 3-degree descent. 7.3. That's getting pretty close. Alright, flaps one more notch into 25. Basically on the radial. And 1 mile to go. Alright, I want to be at flaps. Well, actually, we'll just drop full flaps as we start descending. And speed I want to keep 135 again on the approach. Right, this is looking good. We are getting back on the radial, 7.3. So we need to start descending now. And we need 750 feet, flaps full. And gear down 3 green, so that's great. Alright, now I'll be checking our altitude according to table. So next is 6 miles, 2590. Right, so we are 300 feet high. Next is 5 miles, 2270. And my heading back is completely off, but I don't have capacity to correct it now. So next is 5 mile, 2270. Alright, so we are on good altitude. Next 4 miles, 1950. I need to slow down this descent, get some more speed. Next 4 miles, 1950. Right, 4 miles, 1950. Perfect, great. So let's keep this pitch. The pitch I need basically at 0. Also, I'm trying not to look outside. Oh, and the minima are 1290. Right, next is 3 miles, 1640. It will be a bit loud. 3 miles, right, 50 low. Next, 2 miles, 1320. And that's basically the minimum. Minima is 1290. Right, 13, there's runway, so we can continue and land. Right, I didn't do my countdown on the minima that I usually do. And I'm still not sure how to do that together with the table, because that's a bit too much to keep track of.
300.
Aligning the runway, I'm just looking outside. We are on the puppy. I'm not used to this perspective here, so... And... Well, since nighttime, I don't feel my height over the runway like I usually do.
100.
We're a bit high here. Slowly running back the throttle idle.
20. 10.
There you go. Right. Flaps, I hope they will be 5. Full throttle. rotate here, get into the climb. So we need some crazy pitch again. Positive climb, gear up, flaps are 5, so that's good. Accelerating, flaps up, reduce the power. Alright, that's less of a rocket right now. Ooh, I have lost the heading a bit. And we climb 5,000 feet, so I'll correct that in a moment. Let me reduce the power, maybe 75. So we keep something around 200 knots and do not have that insane climb rate. Actually should keep it at 1000 for the last 1000 feet. Looking better, we are still accelerating a bit too fast, flaps are up. Alright, so far so good. And we have time for one more approach, so we'll just do the VR approach, runway 07. Thousand to go. Make sure our climb rate is below 1000 or somewhere around that value. I will now do the turn to the left and we'll do parallel entry to the holding because we haven't done it today. Or actually I can do the turn to the right, just intercept the radial and we'll do parallel entry. So I want this to be radial 099. It's actually to the right, so I think this will line up perfectly. Start turn to the right, we'll turn to the right and then we'll intercept this radial inbound. Wait, this will not put us on a parallel entry. Boo. Alright, so this will be direct entry again. Wait, we actually cannot do the parallel entry from here. We'll need to go to the other side. Alright, so let's do that. Right, keep that altitude, reduce power. Just shy of 50. Keep that pitch, keep that bank. I am getting tired now, but it's fun. Also, I sort of do want to do this parallel holding entry, but we would need to fly to the other side and then do one more 180 turn and then only do that. So that's a bit of a struggle. Let's do that. Then our Volanta flight path will not be so nice. So far so good. So that's our takeoff procedure turn to do the holding. Then we did some holdings. ILS approach. One more holding. And what else? We did the VR approach, so that's the one. Oh, actually, I think that's pretty neat. That's looking great. I'll show what we'll be doing in a second, and I completely lost the altitude here. So I think what we'll do, we will fly over the VR, continue straight ahead, then do 180, get back on the radial and do parallel entry from there. I think this will be fine. Also we're a bit past around 200 knots. Let me also set this up here. Six miles to the VR. Right, in the meantime we can have a look what the approach will look like. So we'll be holding over the VOR and then we simply turn to 255. We fly the racetrack pattern on that heading, go to distance 9.4 and then turn inbound on the VOR. Inbound is, well, final approach course is 075 and we do have the table, we do have the minima, we have everything. Oh, also I had the wrong minima previously, I believe. Anyway, let's correct that now. Right, so let me see, category C, where are we? Oh, so it's just 1500, just like that. No categories here. Right, cool stuff. We're just overflying the VR, so I'll continue straight ahead a bit, turn around, and then we'll do parallel entry. So I'll do turn to the right. When do you want to do that? Let's go out to like 2-3 miles, 5 miles, I'm not sure. I need to get some handy formula to calculate the turn radius in my head. Right, 3 miles out. I think we can do some steep bank turn and then get in on that radial. So I'll add some power so that we do not stall. And let's see what bank angle we can do.
Bank angle.
Right, it is screaming at us. So I'll stay at 45. Try to keep that altitude. Alright, that's actually looking pretty neat. And we're almost getting there. Perfect. So arrow out here, I'll just follow the bearing indicator, the green arrow, and then we'll fly. We'll do parallel entry, so we'll fly the outbound here, do 180 plus 45 turn, and intercept the radial on our way back. And no climb, no. This is the power. I'm out of the altitude again. Oh, I think I need to trim down after a turn. Maybe that's what it is. And we need to slow down a bit. Right, over the VR. So Fly downbound, start the clock, 1 minute. And I'm feeling a bit exhausted already, and we hadn't been flying that long. Also, well, it's been 1.5 hours of flying, I think. Right, let me try to focus on that, keep that heading. Half more minute to go. I'll also show you on Volanta what we're trying to achieve right now. So we're flying outbound here, and then we'll turn left and to intercept that radial. Easy peasy. Almost 1 minute on the clock. I'll have a sip of water again. Right, there's 1 on the clock, so turn left. 180 plus 45, so I want this heading here. And altitude is gone. Let's fix that. I can stop the clock, we do not need it now. .90 more to turn. I need to climb just a bit more, so I'll trim back. Then I need to remember to trim down after we stop the turn. Right, so I want to stop when this notch will be on this bar to give us 45-degree intercept angle. That's 45-degree intercept angle, and as soon as the CDI starts moving, I will start turning towards the VR. We can actually tell when that happens. It will happen when the green arrow will be 10-degree of that bar that we have set, so when it will be at 089. When I have the bearing, it's actually a good idea to anticipate this, so I'm not surprised at the last second that it's moving all of a sudden now. Add a bit of power. Right, and now it's moving. So that's 10-degree here on the dot. Get the bank in, pull back on the yoke. And the idea for smooth intercept is to keep this line on the end of the CDI bar, but that's often easier said than done. And that was very nice intercept. That one's pretty smooth actually. Right, so I think from here we do not need to do one more loop of holding. We can just do the approach. 10 with the cheer and the shout out, everything. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Thank you for the BTs. 1 bit per follower. Let's go. Good stuff. Thank you. Right, so we are overhead the VR. Actually, we are 1000 feet too high. So let's do one loop of holding and just descend in the hold, so I do not play the catch-up game. Welcome 10, great to have you. We did 2 approaches so far. I spent an hour trying to start the plane up. I haven't been doing it for quite a while, so I hope everyone enjoyed it. It was fun. And to be honest, it's very nice plane to hand fly. It's super stable, and well, the most difficult part I think is when you are very short on approach, because you have to track the needles, and when you're doing the go around at full power and it's climbing like a rocket. I've only just finished work, such. It's a bit late to finish work. Damn. Well, hard worker there. Good stuff. But I'm already feeling much better for seeing you. Great. Great to have you. Awesome. I made my camera a bit smaller on the stream, so let me know how you like it. Do you like the big one or the small one, or shall I do something in the middle? Maybe that's a bit too small now. I don't know. Alright, let me see what I'm doing. Cool, so we just turned on the advance. I'll get the clock out. Clock is out. And we need to descend 4,000 feet. I like it. I can see lots more of your profiling and the camera is still very clear. Alright, cool stuff. I noticed it was super large compared to almost all other people, so I thought maybe I'll get in line with everyone and get a bit smaller. So now the camera is 1/3 of the screen in the height. Previously it was half of the screen, and I'm not sure if that's right, or I need to make it a bit bigger. I'll say about that. Right, I forgot to start the clock. But we do not need the clock at all, because we have the bearing. We can just start the turn when the bearing line is 30 degrees off. So 1, 2, 3 here. And start the descent. 1,000 to go. I'll get the clock out. We will not need it more for the day. Maybe can be a little bigger because I'm not used to seeing so little overcam. Yeah, so so am I. I'll make it a little bigger. So now it's 360 pixels, we'll make it 480, and that should be just perfect. Right, so that's 1, 2, 3. That's 30 degree now. So this is also called gate when you're on the 30 degree relative, radial, blah blah blah. I think I forgot how to talk. Thank you for the sweet Pikachu. I'll also show you in Volanta, once we are on the inbound leg, what we have been doing so far. And honestly, it's a great practice. And having flown all the GA here, it actually feels pretty okay, as long as you keep your speeds in a reasonable margin. So 200 knots for the maneuvering, that's a great speed. Anything faster, I think I'll start running in trouble. Here's 4,000, so get the power back to 50. Level off, keep the pitch. So I figured out that my pitch for the level flight is the dot is just below this line, this 5 degree line, and thrust around 50%. That gives, give or take, 200 knot speed. Alright, we are intercepting, so I'll keep the needle, end of the CDI needle just on the heading bar. Keep the altitude. And for our 3 degree descent, the pitch is 0, so the dot is on the horizon line. Alright, I'll intercept that. I'll show you what we have been doing so far. So that's our flight so far. It is super neat, like usually it looks like a total zigzag line. Today it's just so neat, unbelievable. After the flight I'll go over everything again, and you see we were having a lot of holdings, which again looks super neat, amazing. Right, so now we are at 4000. We'll go over the VOR, turn right to 255, fly downbound on the racetrack to 9.4. And remember, this is not holding, this is racetrack on the approach. Even if they look the same, the name is different. Or even if you fly them the same, the name is different. Very tight in pattern work. Patterns. Thank you. Great stuff. And actually, it's super nice practice today. And keeping this 200 knot speed, that's the trick. Otherwise, I'll get super lost. So remember, that's called the racetrack. It is not the holding. And sometimes there can be holding just on the same headings as the racetrack. And even though they look the same and you fly them the same, they are the different thing because they serve different purpose. Right, I'll put this down for a bit. Let's see, altitude is going out of whack. We are basically overhead the VOR. So, right heading 255. I have the same purple building, missing texture in my scenery. Yeah, I know. Scenery by Drzewiecki Design. That's how you say it, by the way. Now we know. I can explain. It's D, then it's Ż, which is a voiced sh. So you have the sh in English, but you have to voice it. Then it's Ż, then it's E, but it's hard E. Then it's V, which is like your V, but hard. I, E, C, which is like TS. It's something in the middle. You have this sound in English, and Ki, Drzewiecki. There we go. Easy peasy. And we can start descending 3000 feet. Clipped for mine info. Great. That will be first clip in forever. I need to ask for more clips every now and a while, but I'm so focused on flying, I totally forget to do that. Right, we also need to slow down. So I'll go throttle idle, keep this heading of 255, start descending 3000 feet. What else? Gear down to help us slow down. At a 9.4 we start the turn. Alright, so we still have time to go, but let me be a bit early this time. And final approach course is 075, so let's set it. Right, flaps we can already go to, I'm looking at the placard here. We can go up to flaps 15.
2500.
Okay, I can put some more flaps. Let me see and level off here. Slowly level off here. Right, I'll start adding a bit of power. Three miles to go. Right, so that wasn't all too early. Let me see, we're now flaps 5. I want more. I don't have this detents on the flap lever, so I'm not sure what I'm doing. I'm just playing the catch-up game here. Right, we need more throttle, more power now. Let's see, about 65. And our speed will now be slightly lower, so let's keep 145 for the time being and 135 on the approach. 2 miles to go. Right, we're flaps 10. I want more. Add more power again. Oh, not that much power. Alright. The Zbigniew guy on pronouncing Drzewiecki design. There you go. That's awesome. Thank you, Dan. But don't worry about it. It just uses a lot of sounds that you don't have in your language, so you probably don't know how to produce them. And then it uses a weird combination of sounds that you're super not used to. Like it's all consonants basically. And English is a bit more fluent in a sense that you have vowels intertwined with consonants. My favorite bit of that clip is easy peasy. I do this all the time. Alright, so now we're turning inbound. We need to intercept this radial that's there. I need more flaps, so let's go 25. Brace! Brace, and this will be the final landing of the day. CDI Life. Awesome. It's actually going pretty great so far. So now for a smooth intercept, try to keep the end of the CDI bar on this heading line. That's the advice technique for a smooth intercept. And frontal approach fix will be 7.6. 7.6. Right, needs slightly more power, slightly more trim down. Actually, just trim down. There's the runway there, but I'll be looking inside. Your prediction of -69 has been noted. I do not need to be the boat again. I filled in the token last time and it worked. Right, I'll reduce the speed to 135. There's the radial coming in, 1 mile to go, gear down 3 green. I will go flaps 30 now. And then remember I have this table, so I'll be reading the altitude according to the table and comparing it with the actual altitude on those mile checkmarks, checkpoints. And alright, that's 7 points. Oh, we smashed it. Alright, so let's start the descent. I'll reduce the throttle, flaps full. So I'll keep this a bit higher descent, and our minima are 1500, so I'll also try to do the readouts for the minima. Alright, next 6 miles 2510. So that's here in the table, 6 miles 2510. And our speed is not happy. And my heading back is not where it should be, but I don't have the mental capacity to do it now. 6 miles 2510, perfect, on the line. Next 5 miles 2190. We're on the radial. Right, keep that descent rate. Five miles.
1,000.
Well, just a bit high. Next 4 miles and 1870. $500 to go. 400 to go. And 4 miles just like 30-50 feet high. Next is 3 miles 1560. 300 to go. 200 to go. 150 to go. And 100 to go. 3 miles were just a bit low. And minimal. Looking out, there's the runway. Perfect. 5 DME, let's go. Yeah. I was actually looking inside all the time. And because I have such a big screen, it's it's quite possible. Right, now I still need to focus on the flying. We're not out of the woods yet.
400.
I love saying that when we are actually in the wood after landing with an engine failure in the middle of the forest. Right, remember my pitch for final approach is 0, so that's what I need to keep. That should keep me on the descent rate I want and need and everything. I will also... Okay, I'll do the speed brakes manually as soon as we land. I forgot to do that. So see, keeping that pitch target lets me do a smooth approach without chasing the needles and everything all the time. But you need to know your pitch target up front, which is a bit of a pain because you need to check it somehow or ask someone.
50.
Running back the throttle. It's idle now.
30. 20. 10.
There you go. Speed brake, reverse. Step on the brakes. Oof, almost meme, almost meme. Yeah, we're just a bit off. Alright, reverse. Speed brakes off. Flaps up. I'll go landing lights off and taxi light on. So I'm getting the feel of it. The previous ones were smashers, not gonna lie. And we'll vacate here into Alpha. I really like this plane now, but I need more practice in it. We'll check the landing in a second as well. I have a bit too much going on here. Oh, there's a notch. And we're out. Right. We need to get the APU running as well, which I have been looking for like 5 minutes. And get the strobes off as well. So that's somewhere here. Hope I got the right one. I think I did. My straight to maintenance ratio on landing is not fantastic, so I refuse to comment on anyone else's sim landing. I mean, you totally can. It's fine. We'll take the same spot we had on the departure, so we'll need to turn the next right. And I can also show you the museum, but we'll turn to daytime. Right, that was great. I love the basic IFR training, flying, and doing all those procedures, just looking at the chart and raw data. That's super nice and really boosts your situational awareness. Because you need to think a lot and your situational awareness needs to be on point. And to be honest, after those few years of sim flying, my situational awareness is way better than it used to be. When I was doing trainings on the sim, for my real flying, I more often than not was not very sure where we are and what we are doing, because you are in some virtual place and just flying headings given by an instructor, so it's super easy to lose track of what you are doing, where you are. Now I think I'm more on point. Also, if someone starts giving me the headings, I will probably not be so sure where I am. We need to try that. Really love the scenes for Poland. Yeah, the sceneries by Drzewiecki are top notch. Right, we need to stop somewhere around here. Not bad. Right, let's stop here. Get back in. Alright, first things first. Parking brake set. I think I can do this light thing now. Took me a while to get to find all the panel lights inside. Parking clap. Thank you. That's pretty nice. Right, this PMDG plane is actually great. I super enjoyed it today. Oh, and look, we do not need to turn off the flight directors. They are already off. Alrighty. Let's check the APU. The APU is running, so let's get the generator on the APU. Let's get the bleed. Where's the bleed? Here's the bleed. This bleed's off, this bleed on. And kill those engines. We can now release our 0 passengers. If I manage to find the buttons, where are they? This guy. Anti-collision off. Let's see. Engines are dead. Also, I forgot how to turn on this display. I remember it's somewhere here, but I can't find it anymore. There was a way to do that. Oh, here, those buttons. Great. Cool, so we can get everything down. What do we do? E hits off. The pumps off. Those pumps off. Also, there's a new music on the Lo-Fi Geek on the Space playlist that I'm listening to. I'm glad there's a new music because the old one was getting a bit repetitive, and now I have the new one, including the guitars. Great stuff. Wait, we had the anti-collision off all the time. I think I messed up this. I don't know. It's a bit weird. Well, so I think we can just turn off the packs, turn off the APU, and be done for the day. What else needs to be done here? Let's do it. APU off. Generator is off. We have this emergency lights, so have it off. Also, before I do that, the IRSs, where were they? Here. Those guys off. Alright. I think we triggered the evacuation or whatnot. Or maybe it's just the battery discharge. I have no idea. So, let's get this off. And battery master off. That's a dead plane. Right, I think we're good. That was a nice day of flying. Here we are. Let's have a look at the landing. I think it was a super long landing. Actually, it's just out of the touchdown zone, I believe. Here's the end of touchdown zone for the other runway, and where's end of our touchdown zone here. But I did the floaty float for you, because you all loved soft touchdowns. So that's how much it did cost us. Like this much of distance that we could have used for braking. The puppies in the sim are inconsistent. Yeah, it looks like at the very last moment they are... I don't know, the guy did too high. I don't know why that is. It's so weird, but maybe it's just me being flying wrong. Maybe I shouldn't focus on the puppy so much and just fly down to the runway. Anyway, that was much smoother. 0 bounces, finally. Let's take a screenshot of that. Great stuff. Okay. Now the scenery. So what we do... We turn the time. Not you. You. Slowly move it to daytime. Also when I came in, there was a moonset, which was absolutely fantastic. So that was what we were seeing. The moon. Alright, I think we'll go into the golden hour with this light. That's looking pretty cool. Let me show you around the city. I've been here actually, in real life, in the city and on this airport. So what do we know? There's a terminal, obviously. There's a huge car parking. This thingy is just hollow inside. No door, no windows. It's a car park. There's the tower here and the military section. And there's actually those casas that live here. And the transport unit of the Air Force. And I think they have their own control tower as well here. They have the flag. And it was the flag day 2 days ago. The fire brigade, some more military apron thingies and whatnot. Here's the runway. Here's I don't know what. Here are the puppies. And one interesting thing, there is a highway here, and here are the toll gates where you need to stop and pay. So just stop here and you consider the aircraft just through the fence like that. But they take your money. So that's the airport bit. There are 2 hills here. Well, a group of hills. I've also been there. And a monastery? I think that's what they call it. The monastery. I left my change at home. Do you have any for the toll? Well, we'll just go over it. So here's the monastery, and basically I think you can watch the approaches somewhere from here. There's few good places where people are taking amazing sunset pictures, and there's one place where the aircraft are just flying overhead you. I think that's where people go. That's quite possible. But never been here. Maybe you should go here one day. Looks like it's actually great. And here are the 2 mounts, I think is how they're called. I've been on this one. So this is man-made, like a monument. And there's also the other one somewhere nearby. Oh, there it is. There's the other one. But before we go to the center, there's obviously the river, but there's one place that is super cool. Where is it? There is an old quarry here, which is also a lake, and there are rock cliffs here, which are white. Well, it's no cliffs here, but if you go inside, normally there would be cliffs here, and there is like a diving base here, so people are diving. This is 30 meters deep, as far as I know. It's a quarry, so Super nice blue water, and there are white cliffs all around because it has been an old quarry. I'm actually quite pleased we have a good local guide on this tour. Finally. And now it's also like a beach that you can enter here and do the swimming. So this place looks pretty amazing. And here on the other side of the cliffs, you can do rock climbing, which is pretty insane. Like, here is the other side of the cliff, and you can do some rock climbing here. And here's the university campus, and there's more of them. This used to be Tesco when we still had Tesco. Here's your UK vibes. There's Underhill here with a super tall antenna on the top. Here's the Vistula River and a ton of bridges. The castle, which used to be capital of Poland in the past. So that was the king's castle here. And yeah. You can also go here, and there is the dragon here. So there is a cave and a dragon statue here at the base of the castle. Also, this is quite a popular tourist destination, and there's a ton of connections from the UK and a ton of tourists from the UK. So pretty nice. There is few bridges, and there is one bridge for pedestrians, this one, which has a few sculptures inside. They are just hanging all around. It's quite a nice place. Then going into the city, from the castle you just follow here. Also there is basically a church in every corner here. That's how it works. You go to the main square, and the main square, well, when the town got some rights, it got settled like this. So there is this grid here with one street that existed before the town got created on some laws, but I'm not so sure about this. So this is the main square. This used to be like a trading hall for more luxury goods, like fabric. And there's the tower, which I'm not absolutely sure what this, and a super big church. Then there is the main railway station and a huge shopping mall, and there's a direct trade connection from the railway station just to the airport. So it goes there. It takes like, I don't know, 20-30 minutes maybe to go there. I'm not sure. Right, and last but not least is the Aviation Museum, which, as you know, is hard to find, because when you're looking around, it's hard to give directions. Oh, also the old town is surrounded by this park area. Right, now there is an old runway, but it's basically ingrown in the city, but it's here. That's the Aviation Museum. So go here, there are a few pavilions and a ton of aircraft inside. I think it's probably not modeled inside. Let's have a look. Nope. Right, there's a ton of aircraft. The Polish jet trainer, Spark, aka Iskra, the MiG-21s with the tiger livery and the pure silver livery. But the most interesting thing is the jet crop duster, which is this one. It's called Belphegor. This is jet crop duster. Yes, it's crazy. It's only a prototype. I'm not sure if it just flew probably more than a few times. It's absolute madness. So ended up being prototype into a few dromaders, which were very successful crop dusters, these guys here, and they have the same engine as the AN2. I reckon you could butter that. Yeah, you could butter that. So these guys, they have basically the same engine, except this one just carries the chemicals or whatnot. And they're used as crop dusters or firefighting aircraft. Here's a Su-22 and a collection of other aircraft that I don't fully know which is which. I know these are the MiG-21 and the MiG-15s, which are built in Poland on license as well, called LIM-2. Alright, that's it. There's a bit more aircraft in real life, plus there are a few in the hangars, including one home-built aircraft in the communist time that was used to escape from Poland, which is quite an interesting story. If I remember, I'll try to post the link in Discord sometime later. So, that's it. Now you know. Super nice place, ton of aircraft, and in a good shape. I can totally recommend to visit if you go here in real life. And we have the lovely sunset. Let's go back to the aircraft and we will play the outro. Alright, getting there. Just follow the sun. Now we need to turn a bit. And here are our aircraft. Proud Commander. Cool stuff. I hope they enjoyed the trip. What do we said? Do we stay with the sunset or do we do lifetime? Let's do lifetime. Right, I think this looks neat. GG, I'll get up, get the guitar. Also, my lockable wheels are on their way, so there's a good chance they will be there by the next stream on Tuesday. Right, I'll go for the guitar, we'll play the outro, and then we'll go ride someone. So this whole operation will take like 10-15 minutes. If you can't, please kick out for the raid. And it's been great flying, I had a great practice, and 737 is a joy to hand fly, and do raw data flying, I can absolutely recommend that. Right, I'll disappear for a second, back in a bit. And I'm back, but bigger for the outro. I just got this out from under my wheels, but new wheels with the locks are on their way. Should be here by next stream, I hope. Alright, let's get ready for the guitar outro. How do I do that? We need the birds. We need to stop the music. Oops. I did click the middle button and all my hard work gone. Right, I think we'll settle for this angle. Right, here come the drums and guitar soon. That's the outro looped in. Great success. Thank you for stopping by today. Thank you for hanging out. It's been great. I really enjoyed the practice. Super nice flying. Love the area, love the 737 hand flying, and I absolutely do enjoy hand flying the procedures, especially the non-precision ones or the ones which have more to do doing the holdings and whatnot. And actually, let's show it on the Volanta as I promised before, but totally forgot about it. So here's what it did. Let's go do the review. Here are landings. So that was 139 slammer, 196 slammer, and 31 butter. 31 butter on the Volanta. So it looks super neat. I think that's one of the neatest flights I had ever. So what we did, we took off on runway 07, flew outbound here following the localizer, did 80-260 procedure turn, then we went over the VOR, did offset entry to the holding, then we did few loops of the holding, flew outbound on the localizer, did 45-180 procedure turn, landed on the ILS, did a go around, turned into the VOR, we did direct entry to the holding, again few loops of the holding, and then we flew here on the VOR approach. So we followed this teardrop pattern as depicted on the chart, turned inbound on the final approach course, did the VR approach here on this radial, did under touch and go, climbed again over the VR, and here I flew over past the VR, just turned around, and we did parallel entry to the holding. So we flew along the radial outbound, turned 180 plus 45 and intercepted the radial inbound with the 45-degree intercept angle. Then we did few more loops of the holding, and after that we did VR approach runway 07. So we flew outbound here on the heading and turned inbound to intercept the radial for the approach and did the butter landing. That was it. Great stuff. Super nice flying today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope we give you some idea how we can train the 737 as well, or any other aircraft. I strongly believe raw data flying is a great practice and also improves your situational awareness. Right, let me see who we can rate. I see Dragons was live some time ago. I'm not sure if he's still live. Let me see. Nope, he's not live anymore. Right, Peter Money or 757 Spy, what do we do? I'm not sure if there is anyone who I'm following. I'm thinking. Right, let's go 757 Spy. I haven't rated him in forever. He's super cool. I saw him flying the ATR some time ago, just figuring everything out like myself and failing miserably. That is super nice. He's also throwing the 737, so I'll send it this way. And thank you for stopping by. I've totally enjoyed your company. And next stream will be on Tuesday, 18:00. I'll let you know in Discord what we'll be doing. Most probably we'll be doing Boston Wings VFR 2. That should be interesting. Alright, the raid is off. And thank you for coming. I'll see you next time. I'll go to the outro scene, still talking to you. See you. Phew, that was great flying, but I feel super relaxed about doing this now. All this practice is finally paying off. I am in front of the aircraft, not behind, on top of my game, trying to do everything. Still need some more practice, but we'll get there. Anyhow, I'll see you on Tuesday, 18:00. Let's hit the 757 Spy. I'll see you there. Bye.